Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I want to talk to you about SPS and how I think maybe Aggie and Matt have made a mistake with the new rank battle rewards and how the SPS is being auto-staked. I think this is going to have implications for some of our newer audience, and that's not necessarily a deal breaker for me, but I want to talk about the ramifications and possibly even some potential solutions for how we could massage this into something better, an improved state. And myself and Jim Morgan are hanging out in this one. We're talking with my members only audience. If you want to be present during these live events, come join the community tab on my YouTube channel and get involved. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Have an amazing day. God bless. Let's try and see if there's something here. I thought about staked SPS for newer players. I think the team should make the SPS we win from battles available on a sliding scale based on your current amount of stake. Okay. Example, being a brand new player with 0 staked SPS has immediate access to 15% of their 1 SPS per battle, with the other 85% going into staking the way it is now. Maybe the threshold is 50 SPS. To drop it down to 10% available, and 100 plus SPS you get drops it to 5%, and then 200 and so on. That's an interesting suggestion. I don't think that really, I can't see them implementing that, Smithers. I think though, you know, I will comment on this because I do think that SPS, I don't feel like the auto staking component of SPS is a necessary component of this new system. And I don't know what you guys in the chat think, but I feel if you just gave me the SPS, and yeah, lots of people would sell it and use it to fund card purchases, I don't see that as a bad thing. I feel like Yaba and Aggie are kind of wrong on this one, and maybe I'm wrong. But I kind of feel like they're wrong because they say things like, we don't want the money just being extracted from the system. We want people to grow in their investment here. Well, if people use their liquid cryptocurrency to acquire new cards that they then use to play the game with, I feel like that is them going deeper. I don't care if they hold SPS or if they buy cards or if they use if they rent cards even, like they're part of the ecosystem. But when we go ahead and we make SPS auto staked, I think there are a certain number of people that are kind of excluded from the game now because they aren't going to have the resources on a daily basis to continue funding their rentals. I'd love to hear what you have to say, Jim, and the chat. I'm pretty convinced that is a negative for certain small people, and I do think the comment is pointing at the fact that as a new player who doesn't even have 50 SPS, he's kind of saying like us really new people would love it if we could get some of it liquid, and that to me is going to be a desire from at least thousands of players, maybe 10,000 players. I bet feel this way. And I don't really get the decision to say, I don't see why staking is really going to help our economy, even though I want these players to come around and be deeper invested into the game. I don't necessarily agree that putting this hurdle in front of them, even though it's kind of a hurdle at the doorway, if in a metaphoric sense, like they'll just go over it, they'll go under it, they'll go around it. Like you'll unstake it if you have to, and you'll wait. But I almost feel like that might detract certain players from playing. Jim, what do you think about that? And chat, I'd love to hear what you guys think about that too.
Well, we have known for a while they definitely want people to invest into the game, right? And so could this kind of be a way of them either nudging people to invest more, or it just now takes more time to get the money that you did earn? You know, it always comes down to that time versus money comparison, right? Like, or argument, whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I I could definitely see how it's a bad thing, but I also see it being a good thing for people like myself, especially people who bought. It just makes it more of a passive thing at that point. So
How do you
I
mean that part?
personally,
Help me understand that part.
so if the stuff you get is just like instantly staked, I don't have to log on every single day, claim it, and then stake it.
Yeah.
So, especially with me being more busy now, like I logged on today and I saw I didn't collect for 3 days. I'm like, oh, and it's not like, over the course of, how much would that have really gotten me in those 3 days if I did, manage it every single day? Not a whole lot when we start looking at the percentage of how much you get. I could have made like what, maybe a tenth of an SPS, a hundredth of an SPS extra, something I'm not even paying attention to, right? So in terms of like a short time frame, the automatic stake really isn't a problem.
Yeah.
For the people that want to invest and then like just kind of forget about it, which isn't good for the game, but it's also not bad for the game, because if people are sitting on SPS, well then that's SPS that's kind of, or that is out of the market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially if they're holding it for X amount of time frame, a year, whatever.
Yeah, I think you're right. They've obviously tried to create, this is their attempt to create an incentive for us to invest. And somebody said, let's see, the bots, where was it? I like the staked SPS simply to help people get invested in the game and get passive income. They're kind of gently herding people towards earnings, says Gathering the Magic. And I think that's true. That is what they're doing. They're herding us into earning. And it's like kicking and screaming in some cases. It's actually going to benefit these people if they participate. If they continue to play the game and they start building an SPS bag, they're going to be super grateful in 3-4 years when it accumulates into something. And when they're able to earn rank rewards because they put together that bag. So they're totally doing that, and it is for the player's best interest. But I'm pointing at like an audience of people that I see in the comment section saying things like, the game doesn't help new people. They don't do anything for new people. It's always about the old people. I'm gonna be a little cold here. It is complainers. But I'm saying, do we want to make it harder or do we want to make it easier to invite new people in? Maybe the answer is we do want new people, but we actually want people who aren't willing to kind of navigate this hurdle. That is like, we feel this is like a line in the sand. This is one we want to defend. We really want to tell every man, woman, and child that touches this game, you need to hold your SPS. That's the whole thing. It's deeply important. Don't mess around. And that seems to me to be the point they're stating through the choice they've made here. And I think Matt is looking back at the old days with how Hive works, even because when you earn Hive, some of it goes into Hive Power, which is essentially staked, and some of it goes into cash. And that's how Steam used to work, which is the precursor to Hive. And so I think that's where it's coming from. But I think you push away the people who don't really, who are here for the short-term gain. And those people are not bad people in my mind. They actually help our economy by renting cards, in some cases buying a few cards, or even selling cards into the market. And that helps us because it creates supply for us. So I don't see those who come here to play it on that from that like short-term perspective as a problem. I see them as part of our economy. And I think this hurts that part of our economy. And I saw other people in the chat tonight. Beginning the thing this, agree with DC available immediately.
Real quick, one thing I wanted to add in.
Sure.
And people, going off of that, it's like people talk about how they're not caring about the new people.
Yep.
But it's also like, when has there ever been a better time in the last year to be playing this game in terms of if you're a new player?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When?
No.
Like when I started, SPS was at like 33 cents, and I still bought SPS.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went down some, and then we hit that huge boom at the end of last year, and I was super happy. And now I'm also extremely happy, and I, in theory, lost like what, 90% of my value.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but now I can be where you guys were at, 2 years last year, start of last year. Yeah, cards were extremely cheap
Yep.
at the start of last year. And then at the middle of last year, cards then started going up in price like crazy. And then, we look at it now. Cards are extremely low. It's going to get to that point again.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, you can talk about supply, blah, blah, blah. But we have a lot more things coming into play
Yep.
that will be cutting the supply, along with, the game is going to grow.
Yeah.
There's literally no better time to be getting into this game.
I agree. And like Bobby says, it's almost just like a new, he didn't say it exactly this way, but it's this moment with these rewards and the need for SPS. It's almost just like a new requirement. It's just part of the way the game works now. It's like he says, without DEC available immediately, players, a DEC available immediately per win, new players will have to invest right away to get out of the bloody trench that is bronze. And that's it. It's like, this is a game where you need to invest to play. And they have been really clear about that since day one. They've never held back on that. And this SPS method of rank rewards is an extension of that. It's like, you need to invest here, guys. Like, do you want to extract value from our system? You have to hold the SPS. And do you want to extract value from a system? Then you need to have some startup capital. You can't come in here. Like, it tells me they don't really want bot. This seems to be another indicator against bot armies. Another indication that they are doing what they can to dissuade those who would create massive amounts of accounts to extract trivial rewards across thousands of accounts. And Gathering the Magic says, will be interesting to see if this in the next few weeks, what happens when the bots run out of DEC? How will they respond? Will they put in fresh capital or shut down? Interesting stuff. I don't know. Hey, Eli's here. Good to see you, buddy. And Bobby says, I didn't think about it like that. Bots go broke will the owners put more DEC into them? That would bite into their profits, I think. Would it be worth it? These are the questions I don't know how to answer yet. I'm paying attention to this and I'm saying, I don't really see... I am obviously interested in seeing people get more and more and more invested into this game. I love this game. I think it's life-changing. And I think those who are paying attention are going to benefit powerfully. So you guys know that. You're already doing it. And I want more people to do what you're doing. But I just don't really get, we're going to stake it for you. I almost say, if they want to be foolish and burn SPS or sell it for 5 cents, I don't want those people holding SPS. I want the weak hands gone. I want the strong people who get where this is going to be accumulating these assets.
Whoa, Dwayne, no. We want those other people to be burning it. That makes ours more valuable.
That's true, but you're right. But they're not really going to be burning it for a while until such time. Well, they are actually already burning it, which is crazy because you shouldn't. Guys, don't burn your SPS. Yeah. If you burn $1 with the SPS, that's going to cost you $1 and you're going to get 70 cents worth of DEC. So don't do that right now. you're only going to get 1,000 DEC for $1 of SPS. It's amazing that system exists, and one day we will be super grateful because the SPS supply will shrink and shrink and shrink. But that's.
I thought they said it was actually a little. You get actually a little less than a 1 to 1,000 ratio for DEC. Didn't they say it was like 975?
Really, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I thought that's what they said for burning.
Okay, so I'm going to see. I think I'm going to wrap on that question now, but see if there's any last comments. You have to wait for the unstake before you can convert. New players wait. Yeah, this is the question. I don't know if new players will wait. I think new players who want to be here, who get where this is going, are going to stick through this issue, and they're going to, if they have to, they're going to unstake, or they're going to throw $10 worth of credits in to pay for some rental cards.
If a week is too long, then before you get anything, I think if someone thinks a week is too long before you can get part of your rewards, I don't even think they should be here.
Yeah, I mean, I think I get where you're saying, but I would push back a little and say, remember, it's not just a week. If you want to unstake your SPS, it's 4 weeks. And yes, in a week's time, you're going to get a quarter of your SPS. But think about it this way. Under the old model with DEC, every single day you got, some DEC that you could work with. And that's every day along the way. And now if today you earned 25 SPS, you'd have to hit unstake wherever that button is, and then you would have to, am I already unstaking? Yeah, I guess I'm unstaking right now. You'd have to come in here for 25 SPS or whatever it was and hit unstake, and then wait 4 weeks to get that little bit back. But then tomorrow you're going to have earned more, and that new SPS will not be included in your current unstaking process. So in fact, it's like, it really is 4 full weeks to get today's reward, and 4 full weeks more. No, like 5 weeks. To get tomorrow's reward, you're gonna have to wait the first 4 weeks and then another full week. It's between like a month to a month and a half to really start to get this SPS liquid in your hands again in a meaningful way. And some people might be dissuaded from that. I don't know.
One other thing, they put out a post. I forget exactly where. They were talking about how much USD value was going out into circulation from the previous reward system, and it was seasonal. There was about $9,000 going out in DEC for both modern and wild. Now it's $53,000 are going out because they changed it to SPS.
Say that number to me again one more time. What was that?
I believe so. I forget exactly where the post was, but it was 9,000 USD from the previous rewards from them giving out the DEC.
Yeah.
And now with SPS, it's about $53,000 seasonal.
Wow.
So that's the other thing. It's sure, you got that instant money, but it was also, you also got a lot less.
That's wild. So, I mean, I'm just saying, you guys know me. I think you need to be invested. I love that people go deeper. I want you all to keep going deeper. I want you to grow your SPS bag. I just don't necessarily see value in making this the way they handled it. I think maybe the commenter Smithers 11113 is maybe right. What if there was a little bit you could keep? What if it was I heard Bulldog say, what if you could ask Splinterlands to kind of cash you out, and you get I don't know, half of the value instead of the full thing, and the other half gets burnt forever. Yeah. And you get, it's going to a payday loan place. They'll give you the money right now, but you're going to pay a terrible penalty fee on it. And maybe something like that makes sense to and that wouldn't hurt us. I mean, they'd be burning it, and in fact, that would be helping our supply. So maybe that's a play. It's actually a good conversation. I'm glad we talked about it, and I sent 100 DC to Smithers. So thank you, my dude, and thank you guys for helping out with that one.